What you doing there? You guys making a podcast?
Why would you think that's a good idea?
Podcast?
You two are the dumbest people I've ever seen.
That's janky.
Hi there. You're going to see me holding a microphone from this shitty computer, thinking that I'm talking and recording, but it turns out this computer is very old and even jankier than the Jank Podcast, meaning it sucks. And I wasted a lot of money on that, but I didn't. I got 6 good years from it. But besides the point, I'm sorry the audio is going to be bad in this because I had faith in a dumbass computer. I'm getting a new one soon, but the audio is bad, and I'm very sorry. Hello, I'm Jake Trumper, and before I begin, I just want to say I'm a big comic book fan, and the best way to reference what's going on in my life is it's like the DC Universe. No continuity, very confusing, and you have no idea what's going on up until you get a whole fresh reboot with like Rebirth and everything, and that's what I'm considering this. This is right here where all of the explanation of everything going on is happening right here, right now. If you only follow me on YouTube, then you might be like, dude, what are you doing? You never upload. You're always missing. That's because I have a lot of projects going on. And I want to explain each project to the 6 people who care. Obviously, the main center point of everything is this YouTube channel. Thanks to this YouTube channel, my social media stuff is what got me into radio and noticed, honestly. So that's really cool. So obviously, there is still this YouTube channel. So what's going to be on this YouTube channel? Still random, goofy videos that are inconsistent. Quest for the greatest YouTuber ever. Critique of social media influencers. Stuff like that. Random history videos. But what will be consistent is the Jank Podcast is coming back for weekly uploads. The only TikTok podcast sadly died out as the fear of TikTok came to an end, and we felt like we did enough. We did 16 episodes, and those are still going to be up at the only TikTok podcast. Dead. But the Jank Podcast is coming back and will be a weekly series, but every other episode is going to have a guest. And it's going to be called, the podcast as a whole is the Jank Podcast, aka the Janky History Podcast. Now, every other episode is going to have a guest. The only history aspect in that one is going to be me saying, so, who's your favorite historical figure? The other episodes are going to either just be me or have 2 very close people in my life in it, Everett or Grace. So there will usually be a co-host, but if at dire need I need to get a video up, it'll just be me. We'll talk about goofy history things, like which presidents would be one of the boys, or if we started with a fight starting with George Washington versus John Adams, who do we end up with being the toughest president? That'll probably be the first one, so we'll be looking at every single president. That's probably what's going to kick off the series with episode 2, since this is episode 1 of the Jank Podcast coming back, and it's just going to be a lot of fun history stuff with interviews in between. So that's what's on this YouTube channel. Now let's take a look at TikTok. What's on TikTok? Funny you should say, I should say, you're not talking, it's all me. Funny I should mention which presidents are one of the boys. That's a series I just did on TikTok. TikTok, for me, as my main Jake Trumper 44 TikTok channel, is all history-based comedy. And surprisingly, that is my most successful thing. YouTube is fast and loose. There is history, but random stuff. TikTok, all strictly history on my main channel. Then I have a secondary channel where that's just random goofiness. Then I have a third channel, Sad Boy Jake T. Dumb Idiot Jake is the second one. Then there's Sad Boy Jake T, which is all nerdy stuff. I love Lego. I love comic books. I love Star Wars, Clone High, all the goofiness, nerdy stuff. HeroScape is all on that one. So I talk about, it's all of that stuff rolled into one, so I'm not going to make a separate one for all that, which then gets me into another project I'm working on, which is a comic book series that I'm working with a very talented illustrator. We'll be sharing that comic book and sections of that in the preview on my Sad Boy Jake T TikTok. You can find all my TikToks. I follow them through my main, so if you follow me on my main, you can find those. The series is called The Blue Phantom, which is looking at the rise to prominence from a villain's aspect. The whole thing is taking a look at superheroes from a villain's aspect, like a new up-and-coming villain is what we're going with. Is it going to flop? Maybe. Is it going to do well? Who knows? That's the project we're doing because I absolutely love comics, and the new DC, Rebirth, Metal, all of that has really got me back into comics. The Blue Phantom is a project I've had an idea for years, but I was a kid. I didn't know what to do. I'm only 22 now, but I now have more access to things. So, that's what's going on in TikTok, and the little branch off from TikTok is obviously the comics. Now we get into the other side projects. I do have another account called I Found a Film, which is my second most successful account, but it's literally just me being like, this is found footage from a haunted series, because I made a found footage horror comedy, and it's an hour and 30 minutes long. The movie's the first version of the movie is done and out on YouTube. Like an hour and 5 minutes is out on YouTube. The finished product is an hour and 30 minutes. I have a bunch of local theaters that I'm talking to right now here in Iowa where I'm trying to get it shown. If you can't watch it there, if it does better on YouTube, get some views and stuff, I might sell it on Patreon, sell it through something. Otherwise, you can just go watch it for free on YouTube, which is I Found a Film. That's like my second YouTube series, but I also have it on TikTok, and it branches into I just want to have a movie. I have an IMDb account because I was in another few things, but this is like my passion project. I made it on $40, and in the course of 3 months. It's nothing to write home about. Don't go in and be like, this is Jake Tremper's Basket. It sucks. It doesn't suck. The first version got a few thousand views thanks to TikTok, and they went to my YouTube channel. First version got taken down, YouTube taken down and everything, because there's a murder scene in it that honestly, if I'm going to be honest, I watch it and I'm like, I'm proud of it. I'm like, I did good work, but I can see it for what it is. A $40 movie. I know it's nothing great, but I think it could offer a fun... It's literally found footage, and I'm trying to sell it as much as found footage, so it's just a random crazy ride. But there is a murder scene that I'm very proud of for how realistic it looks, and someone reported it, and it got everything taken down. So I did re-upload it to YouTube. You can find that through TikTok or through a YouTube channel. It is in my featured channels. It's just called I Found a Film. So that new one's up. And I'm just proud of it because it was just a fun experience of making a movie in the course of 3 months on $40. I have to remind myself of that, because I'll look at it and be like, this sucks. What am I even doing in my life? And I'm like, wait. I made this on $40. Personally, I'm proud of it. If you hate it, I totally understand. It was a fun passion project. Now, other things we're working on. I'm also a part of another podcast through a Facebook page called I Can't Stop Laughing is the Facebook page. And surprisingly, that is my most successful project. I'm with it with 2 other people, Jackson and Alex. And we made it 2 years ago, and it's at 200,000 likes because we had some meme blow up. And they were like, yo, let's make a podcast. And the podcast branches off of that. We post it to that Facebook channel, but it's on all... You can listen to it through iTunes, Spotify. The Jank Podcast is only on YouTube, and that's kind of the joke. I've been talking into this, and there was a file error. So, wow, okay, sure, I'm glad I realized that the audio was shite, and I'm so sorry, but let me just wrap up what else I'm doing. The other projects I've got going on is obviously back to the podcast for the I Can't Stop Talking. That's the podcast that's on all social medias. The Jank Podcast is only on YouTube, hence why it's janky. But then we also have the I Can't Stop Talking podcast, where it's just me and 2 friends goofing around. We have a bracket of just making random figures, whether it's in history, whether it's cartoon characters, fight to the death, and you defend which one's going to win. It's a courtroom scenario, and it's a goofy, fun time. So if you want to listen to that podcast, go for it. Speaking of talking, I'm also on the radio at a radio station called B100. It's in the Quad Cities. I'm on from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time. So if you ever want to listen to me, you can do it through the free B100 app. So that is, right now, everything I'm working on. Hey, shut up. There's a few more things. Instagram. I'm starting Instagram Reels with exclusive Instagram comedy videos, because... Why not? Because for some reason, just in case TikTok goes down, I'm like, might as well. I really like doing short form stuff. I have merch as well, merchandise, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's a link in the description. And then I'm on Twitter as well, but I just get in fights on Twitter, so I feel like that's not really worth your time. Okay, cool. There'll be more projects in the future as we continue to grow, but I just wanted to talk to you guys because YouTube is where it all started. That was the flash. That was the center of everything. So, that's what's up. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Sorry the audio sucks. Frick you, man. I loved you. You broke my heart. Damn it. That's called acting. No, I'm just kidding. As I slowly go insane, thank you for bearing with me. Until next time.